Howdy folks, welcome back to Out of Ore. We've got the bagger in operation. Been chewing away at the hillside a little bit, and we're going to do some more of that today, but I also need fuel. It's getting a little low on fuel, so I'm going to get the fuel truck down there. I've been working on this hillside a little bit with the roller. Lost my train of thought. But it's still a little steep, so I think I'm going to put some blocks here. So if we go here to building this rough concrete, we go grab, like, say, 3 of these guys, and we slap those on. Come here, you. Yeah, it needs to be a little deeper, apparently. So we're kind of lined up there. Let's get 3 of these on here, just to give it a little bit of a lip to work with. Yeah, that should do it. Like so. Rid of that dirt. Speaking of dirt, I may go ahead and set up an auto sell the dirt, because working on this hillside here made a lot of dirt. Of course, we got a lot of pay dirt as well. The money is flowing in. The money flowed out though for a little bit. We're not going to use this episode, but I did trade in the 2350. No, the 16. What are they called? You know, the things with the stuff. I traded in the 1665. Let me spit that out. And then we got the 2335. Now that we're high enough level, this thing's a beast. It does not slow down. It's kind of a big lumbering beast, but it has some power. My orange still in there? It is. Okay, I don't know why that orange looks so yellow sometimes, but anyway, that's for another episode. We're doing the bagger this time around. I'm gonna run that thing back and forth. So let's get the fuel down there. There we go. It made for a nice little transition, and then we need to track this thing out a little bit and start our next pass. Here, if you can see the drone, that's how I got the time lapse. All right, whee! I don't know why it drops you out of the boom for some reason. This fuel truck, it's quite sprightly. Let's get it back up here out of the way. And let's get the beast flowing. We may have to move the hopper. I'm not sure yet. So far away you can't even hear this thing running. But what we want to do is track this forward. Now I want to try to get lined up. I need to kind of rotate this around. It is excruciatingly slow to run, but at the same time, you get a ton of material. So it's kind of a trade-off. Trying to see where we need to go with the wheel here. Probably something about like that. And then, we're still over the hopper, so that should work. All right, let's turn this thing on. Yeah, we a little too close, maybe. I think it's gonna work. Oh, yeah, I need to turn the plant back on. I had it turned off while I was doing some stuff. I don't know if there'll be any visual indication that the hopper is full. Turn that off for... Why is it... You'd think it would drop out of the cab. That would kind of make sense, but there's no... there's not even a ladder here. It's only 5% full. We're fine. Chew, chew, chew. So we're going to do some of this with the bagger in real time, just so people that haven't used it can kind of get a feel for it. And then I'll probably be doing some time lapses, some off-camera work with it. Oh yeah, I was going to look. I can't figure out, where did that hole come from? The hole up on the side of the mountain. What's that all about? Alright, we're going to start dropping the boom. We're going to come back. Back the other way. We're on a slope, so it's kind of just guessing where you need to be. That looks about right. But let me check this real quick. Can I get up there? Nope. Alright. We have to, sorry. We got a moon gravity bounce around here. Where did this come from? It's like a perfect rectangular cut. That's just a glitch, I guess. I noticed that when I was running the bagger. What? Okay. That's fun. Don't know how that happened, but anywho. If it's a bug associated with the bagger? Let me know if you've seen any odd stuff like that on your maps. So we're just going to come back across here. So I don't know what the proper technique is. I haven't really looked at any videos or reference docs or anything. Ooh, we're getting, yeah, we're into it a little too much, aren't we? Unfortunately. I need to turn that off. Parking brake off. Let's back up a hair. So I'm still kind of learning by trial and error. What I typically do is take a cut, and then I'll come down on the kind of the sticky out part, the bottom rim, the previous cut, and run that back and forth. But this side has like the hopper on it, and it will collide with stuff a lot easier than just the blank face of the other side. Look at that profit just pouring in, although we're in a lot of dirt right now. So we might do a little plant building in this episode as well. Now that we're getting so much dirt out of here, I think it would be worth setting up an auto cell for dirt like we had in the last season. Done that quite a few times. Alright, we're coming over to the edge. Nom nom nom. Then if we lower the old boom down, it's about there maybe? A little lower. There we go. Okay, we probably should get the plant turned on. It's like teleports you to random positions. Well, glad I turned the bucket wheel off. So let's see how full did we get? Oh, we're fine. We're just a little over a quarter full. So let's get the plant turned on. And I'm hoping to get into some coal here soon. Over on that face. We got a little ways to go, but there is coal back in here somewhere. There we go. That is running. Wheel back on and back across we go. Does the drone run out of fuel and fall out of the sky? I'm not sure how that works. Also, what's weird is the drone is set to auto export, but it doesn't auto export when you stop the recording. Maybe auto export option doesn't do what I think it does. I couldn't figure out why I wasn't getting the time lapse images. I had to click export. Then it would export them. Now we're getting down into the pay dirt with this sweep. So my plan is to kind of keep tracking forward into the mountain a bit, and we'll eventually turn, you know, and go that way. But I wanted to get over a little ways rather than just sweeping back and forth through the air over here. So we're going to march into the mountain for a ways. So I've got the concrete laid out here. We'll just bring the belts and hopper along for the ride. Might have to do some scooping with the front loader as we move. All right, how are we looking here? I think I went past my normal stopping point, didn't I? I was yapping. All right, we'll drop that down about there-ish. Something like that. It's going to come back across. It's the name of the game. Sweep back and forth. And I suppose once you get to rock, you'd have to do some blasting if you wanted to use this. But I don't think they're really designed for moving gravel. Blasted rock. They're more just for moving large quantities of soil type materials, I think. It's pretty cool. I like how you can adjust this independently of the other boom moving around. And it's very chill to run, but it's not going to make for super exciting videos. So don't worry. The next, 10 videos aren't going to be me swinging this thing back and forth. Might do some more streams. Those are fun. We can hang out and chat with people while you're doing this, like I did with all the material moving. I can't even remember what episode this is now. I've recorded quite a bit ahead as I have time, because sometimes work gets really busy and then there'll be a gap in the video. So I've been trying to record ahead when I can, but then I kind of lose track of, okay, today's video I was doing what now? So, sorry for any confusion. Alright, we're going to lower that down to about there, I think. And that will be our bottom sweep. Let's make sure we're not going to hit the concrete. Look at all that pay dirt. Just massive amounts of pay dirt. I think we're going to be okay. Let this run through, and then we'll be starting a new pass. I think we'll go work on the dirt cell, though, because we're going to have a lot of dirt to sell. And I know on the storage now you can set it to pass through. I wonder if you could set one of those up and then have pass through on. And then if the cell dumper or chute or whatever it's called gets backed up, will it just accumulate in the storage? We might experiment with that. I don't know if that's how those work or not. And there we go. I had just done a clean out, so whatever we have now is what we have. Oh, that's right. I was starting from the other side. I don't know if I want to start from the other side, though. I think I want to start from here. Alright, so if we track forward about yay much, what's that look like? Also, I think we need to be a little higher. I should probably put the GPS back on this. I had the GPS on here. But I don't think it tells you the... No, it does tell you the boom height. So I should probably be paying more attention to that. But I find the interface distracting, so that's why that's off right now. I need to start paying attention to like, how far am I moving? That was the wrong button. Like, why is that going the other way? Because you're holding down the wrong button, dummy. Yeah, I think we can track in a little more. So I don't want to get in too far, because then the hopper will be catching on stuff. Yeah, I think that's just a little too far, so I'm going to back up just a hair. I'm still learning. There we go. I think that's going to be about right. And our hopper is going in the, or our chute's going into the hopper, so that is good. Yeah, my stomach's growling. Hopefully that's not coming through on the video. It's lunchtime. The lunchtime recording session. I haven't eaten yet. I have to start going up higher now that we're getting over here towards the steeper part. There we go. We cut into that weird void. So odd. Alright, then we want to come down to about there, I think. Yeah, there we go. And we fall out of the boom because reasons. Alright, is the plant done? I think the plant's probably done. Oh no, there goes the last little bit through the shaker. Oh, I didn't notice the boxes go through the catwalk. Whoops. Well, just ignore that. Alright, let's shut her down, and we're going to do some rework to sell dirt. But let's also go see what our cleanout looks like. No, it's not technically a cleanout because we don't have mats, but you know what I mean. Here we go. A whole bunch of dirt. And mostly gold and silicon. Looks like from the pay dirt. Interesting. Alright, we're going to send this dirt back through. So we will stick it over there. Okay, so the dirt and pay dirt come over to the wash plant. And then the pay dirt gets, you know, washed and the good stuff comes out. And then you have dirt and more dirt coming out over here. So we're going to need another trommel. Let's go look at factory production. We used to have two trommel-like things. They get rid of the other trommel-like thing. Yeah, it looks like they did. Okay. So we just have the trommel. So we can get rid of the dirt with another trommel. It needs to be up high anyway, so I'm thinking maybe we stick it there. So we're gonna have to redo, you know, some of this obviously. So if we stick the trommel on there. Then we'll get dirt coming out here, but we need to space it over a little bit. So we need a twofer. Be a straight two-piece. Always forget about that when I'm setting these up. And then probably this is going to have to go. Go moon gravity. All right, and then that can go on there. And then that will get us our dirt out. It's kind of, yeah, it's not interfering with the water plant. But then we need to get it into here somehow. Yeah, that's not going to work. So we only have one space. And we would need a right-hand turn there. So we did something really funky. So let's go back here to a right hand. Yeah, so we're gonna need to hit that. So let's get rid of all this. Maybe we should come out this direction instead. So what happens if we put this right-hand guy in here? We do this, and then we have our trommel here, and then our dirt can get sold. And then this can turn right around and go into there, basically. So we need a couple lefts. Do I have a left? I have a left. Let's buy another left. That gets turned around. And then, are we lined up perfectly? Oh, we're lined up perfectly. Okay. Let's get a straight. Get a long guy. Then we need a, what's that, a 4? When I say 4, I mean number of spots. 2. No, that's a 3. Not meters. I'm talking number of 2-meter sections. Boom. All right. So then that gets into that merger. Well, in theory, we don't even have anything coming out through here. Oh no, right. Okay. Yeah, so that'll get the metals over to there. Then we can come out over here and sell the dirt. Or we could have our dirt cell in here, possibly. So if we had an offset left, where does that put us? That puts us over here. We get one of the lifts. What are they called? Elevators? I knew what I meant. That goes up, and then that can drop down into a sell point. I don't remember. Under production? remember where that is now. Is that under workbenches? No? Quest buildings? There it is. That guy needs to be snapped on. That direction. Here. Oop. Can't see what I'm doing. Hey, there we go. I mean, it's kind of clipping in, but the cell point just doesn't mesh up well with anything else, unfortunately. All right, back over to conveyors, and we have a chute to drop down into the cell point. I think that will work. Oh crap, this clips into the wash plant. Can't have that. Dadgummit. Oh, we were so close. I don't like stuff clipping crazy. Yeah, I don't think it's going to work back in here. We just don't have the room. Change of plans. So we will need our two left hands. Did I have those? Nope, I used those up. All right, conveyors left. Gonna clip in, aren't you? I really wish we had sharper conveyors. I mean, I understand why we don't, but well, we could go to the. No, we can't go to the right either because we've only got two. We've only got two spaces. Okay. Well, we may have to get really crazy here. Can't see what I'm doing. Yeah, that's still going to clip into the wash plant, isn't it? I could come over one and then go to an elevator. This is going to make somebody mad. 100%. Alright, and then we go into the elevator. Somebody is smashing their screen right now. And then, can you snap regular things onto that? Oh, you can. Okay. It doesn't have to just come out as chute. Then we can just come down into a cell point. Or chute, right? Get rid of that orphan block there before it becomes a problem. Now what's it going to clip into? You know, this might work. Oh, it's slightly clipped into the trommel. Might be able to live with that. It's just barely clipped in. And then if we put the chute here. So yeah, I don't plan this stuff out, as you can clearly see. It just kind of happens. Okay, there we go. Now, in theory, we can sell our dirt. Comes over there, gets separated out by the trommel. Dirt comes over there and gets sold. It's a good theory. I like a good theory. They will have that supported. Make sure this is supported. Beautiful. Get some support under that. Support under that. Can't see what I'm doing. Yeah, it's ugly. Definitely ugly. Now let's see if it works. I think I have all this dirt in my inventory, so let's dump it in there. Let's fire this bad boy up, see what happens. We're up to 3,000, but we got 3,600 to work with, so should still be good. So that should work its way through to the wash plant. Indeed. And it should work its way, yep, back over here, and then it should sell. Only thing I didn't add was the storage. I don't know how much this is going to get, like, backed up. It's going to take a while to process through. I don't know if I want all that dirt holding us up, so I might test... Well, I already... Oh, no, it's... Yeah, that's got a ways to go. Should we just... I don't know how long this episode's getting to be. Should we test out our storage theory? Let's test out our storage theory. Let me shut this back down. So if I ran that into a storage, will it, like, buffer it? Let's test that. So we need another down. So conveyors down 4x4. More down 4x4. Then do I have a storage? Don't. We have a storage here, and we set this to pass through. And then we're unfortunately going to have to elevate again. Oh, this is the craziest. Have that elevate. We have our chute on there, and then we just want this to be here so we can test if it works or not. I don't really care about snapping at this point. That should drop in there. Okay, so the idea is I have this pass-through on. So it'll go through and sell, but will this accumulate rather than backing up the whole plant? Want that to keep pulling steady. What happens in the storage once it gets over to here? Okay, we're selling. No, it doesn't accumulate in the storage. We can have it accumulate, which might be a good option. So if we want to sell manually, we can do that. Yeah, so these are all just running as fast as I can. Nothing's getting backed up. All right, fun. Do I want this monstrosity sticking out here? Not necessarily. I think everything's moving at 150. So we're not going to be slowing down anywhere. I think we're fine the way we had it before. We put it back, and I think we'll call that an episode. There's been enough shenanigans going on here. We want that. And that. Everything else is kind of go away. We had that, and then we had a chute. And we had our cell point. Beauty. I dig it. It's big and ugly and it works. It's kind of my style. Relatable. Alright, let's put this dirt back in. I had a little bit of dirt on me, right? So throw the dirt in there. Everything else is good. Let that run, and it is selling away. I'll have to do some cleanup around here because I don't like all this clipping that's going on, but that's okay. Excellent. Let's go to the drone and get an overhead view of this abomination. Start engine. I guess it turns your engine off. Okay. And it just hovers in the air. Yep. Like to formally apologize for this this setup, but hey, it works. Get a screenshot of this bad boy. There we go. We're selling dirt. Thanks as always for watching, folks. I'll catch you in the next adventure. Take care.